Yeah, but it just makes
Still
it
can't
so.
hear anything yet. Give me a
I still
second.
think that limiting the internet, you need internet companies and stuff like that because they create jobs and all that type of stuff. I just think that, not everybody needs super high speed internet. So why should they pay for it? You know what I mean? Because what they'll do is they say, okay, internet, everybody's got the same speed, and I'll place it smack bang in the middle. People who are on the lower incomes can't afford the middle amount, but people on lower incomes can afford the low amount if you level out the speeds of the internet. That's how I see it anyway.
I don't know. Sometimes I just really want to watch like so much porn that I can't even. I don't even
Your
have.
internet explodes.
Yeah, internet explodes. I mean, I have like all my computers turned on with 20 monitors, porn going all over the place, and I'm just going. And
You're
then
in
just
porn heaven. Yeah, well, they'd only be on for about 35 seconds.
35. You're giving me too much credit.
So yeah,
More like 5
yeah,
seconds.
that's how I think the internet should work. I think unlimited internet on all devices is, on mobile plans, on because people get caught out. People seriously get caught out. They go, okay, I'm gonna get a 5 gig per month plan, and I use 10 gig, and now I've got a $1,500 phone bill on my hands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think you should either like make the very basic minimum thing, like enough internet to like stream like one thing or something, like make that like per household just like a given, and then like charge for something else, or like subsidize it. Give people like tax write-offs or something, for like give households like most of their money back for paying for their internet. I mean, or half of it or something. It's just exorbitant costs, another exorbitant cost on people that makes people struggle. It's really why, just to make like Samsung rich or something, or to make Sprint rich, or who knows, like some random, like I don't know, like what do people have to pay? Why would any family like or something have to, like a family of 4 have to pay more than $200 for their phones and their house to have internet, like and be able to call people like these days?
But that's too much.
But it happened. That's probably
it is. But it's too much. It is too much.
I mean, it's too much of your income. It's too much of your income. Too much of a percentage of your income. So, like, if it's, I don't know. I believe in food stamps and crap. So I believe in all that kind of stuff.
So that's why I say that the base internet cost would be about $20 to $25 a month, and then it goes up as you need more and more of the internet. And it's not a matter of just having enough internet to run one YouTube video or whatever. It's enough to run, say, 5 YouTube videos or 3 Netflixes at once. It's not just.
You can score like about $20-$25 a month internet, but usually they're gonna get you for like $40 a month.
Yeah, but then, like I said, but the only reason why in Australia they limit your mobile usage is because the system can't handle everybody using it all at once. That's why. So, like, imagine if everybody who had a mobile was on the internet all at once. The system just couldn't handle it.
So what you're saying is people should be excluded from the internet if they're too poor?
No, not at all.
If you say, oh well, it's not enough for everybody, but because everybody's gonna ideally potentially just want to use it as much as they can. Like, okay, this is how much internet I want to use, so I shall use that. And so what you're saying is like there's not enough, so somebody's gonna have to be like,
No, not at all. What I'm saying is home internet should be $25 a month base. That's it. $25 a month base. No extras, and it's all you can use. It's not, you're limited to 10 megabytes or 10 gigabytes or 200 gigabytes. It's all you can use, and it's fast enough for you to stream multiple things at multiple times. Because it's nothing worse than having internet that's too slow and only being able to download this video for Netflix and not be able to watch YouTube while it downloads. You know what I mean? So
I mean, like,
the other way I was talking about it was the mobile phone system. The mobile phone system couldn't handle everybody having unlimited internet because everybody would be on their phones 24/7 using that system to use their internet, and that system couldn't handle it. So
you don't think so? You don't think?
No.
I don't see. I thought that everybody used the phone and the internet as much as they wanted anyway. I know I always have. So I thought it was already kind of like that. But I mean, I don't know if it's capable or not, and like I mean, what that measurably is. You know, what that demand would actually be. It's all kind of probably not possible to measure, where we're not in the right fields.
I think we're at an era where logging the amount of internet usage we have and then paying for that allotted usage is redundant. There shouldn't be contracts out there that say, 25, 300 gigabytes for $25. It should be all you can use for $25. You want to upgrade to the next speed? Fine, that's $45. Want to upgrade to the next speed? Fine, that's $65. You want to upgrade to the top speed? Fine, that's $85. And I mean, top speed's like,
businesses would want that, yeah.
And it allows people who are on a low income to afford the internet, and that $25 includes a modem as well. So, they get a modem within that $25 range as well. Because I don't dare say that people would be getting a higher internet if they can afford it.
Yeah, it just depends.
It's human nature.
It's basically, I went through college 10 years ago and 8 years ago, and I don't know, and it was indispensable. I'm sure it's just gonna be it's gonna be like absolutely vital and essential. And it's just cliche to say it, but yeah, so freaking important. So so it's kind of like if you believe in equality, if you believe in giving everybody a chance, especially kids and families and stuff, they wouldn't get it. They have kids. It's just it's a matter of being able to use a computer, even in some ways.
Absolutely,
the internet's half of a computer.
Absolutely, and I dare say, if you're on government assistance, that the government should supply you with a computer. Now, I'm not talking about a $4,500 computer. I'm talking, $800.
And the amount of people on,
per household.
The amount of people actually that would, qualify or whatever wouldn't even be that many.
Exactly.
Probably like less than 1 million or something, and then and there's definitely that many used computers that are probably going to be thrown away. Or,
Yeah. And most people use their smartphones anyway. Like when I come in and when I get home, my phone goes straight over to wireless and connects through my home network. I haven't had credit on my phone for maybe 3 or 4 months, so I just don't need it, and people can call me.
What do you mean by the credit? I don't follow.
I'm on a prepaid plan, so I own my phone, and then what you can do is you can spend $20, $30, or $50 a month, and you get credit on your phone, and then when you use that, but if you don't use that by the end of the month, it's all gone. But if you use it before the month is up, then you just pay another lot for more credit. So, and it's you only pay for what you need. You know, like because I haven't had a need to buy any credit, then I haven't had credit on my phone for 3 months. So I haven't been able to ring anyone, text anyone on my phone from my smartphone. So, but I get their phone number and I ring them through that with the house phone.
I had a system like that before. Once upon a time with something like that. I guess.
Yeah,
that doesn't sound bad.
It's easy. It's cheap. People can still ring me if they need me. Most people get in contact with me via email or Facebook anyway. So, yeah, I don't really worry about it.
There's a lot of means. There's a lot of means. There's you know, like it's just all the little niche little things and little accounts that you have that people, you know. It's a lot. I guess Facebook's a big one. Facebook, you know, advertises you know, they have like they connect you with a couple things around the community, like some shows or different things, and they kind of like, it's kind of like everybody's there. I don't know. 'Cause I think Twitter is good too, like in some way, just because everybody's there. They're different everybody.
Yep.
I guess that's what makes like the best ones, the best social media places, is just when everybody goes there. It's a thing that's ubiquitous and, you know, like super well known.
Yeah, I just think that, you know, the socialist in me is really showing forth when it comes to internet and all that type of stuff. I'm fed up with the capitalist system. It's not working. I don't care what anybody says. It's not working. It only works for a very few people, and it doesn't work for all. So,
if you ask me, like, you know, there's like just so many artists and musicians and so on and so on and so on, and writers and different things that just like kind of came to being, just kind of like got a chance, you know, like Jimi Hendrix just happened to have the right environment to become Jimi Hendrix, and you know, basically got to have liberal policies, got to have you know, art and things accessible to people. It's just obvious as far as I'm concerned. Like that you shouldn't close things off to people necessarily.
Yeah. Money shouldn't be the deciding factor when it comes to things like the internet and necessities. It shouldn't be. You should always have that.
There's an interview with Daniel Hills, and he's like, Daniel Hills is a guy that worked at UCLA, like as a professor, and basically could like saw Silicon Valley happen and saw everything happen with the internet and stuff, computer stuff. And so he goes, yeah, in the beginning, like everything was available, like every .com, everything, like .com, like every single .com, like literally everything's like some of his friends were getting like some of the most basic things, like IBM or Southwestern Bell or something like crazy. Like they're just getting these huge companies. I could go rewatch the interview, but it's on Web of Stories. But he goes, yeah, he's like, but we just thought it was polite not to. Like he's just like, I thought that would be kind of selfish, or that would be kind of rude to do that, to go getting them all, because like they're just like, you know, free or almost nothing.
Yeah,
but it's funny because that spirit didn't last very long. Of like, oh, let's just not be selfish and grab everything.
Yeah, it doesn't last very long once they see the profitability in it. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I thought that Candid app was going to be like a place where people. Anyway, screw that. I won't tell that story again. Candid sucks. Candid app's terrible. Don't ever spend 1 second on it.
Yeah, it just, I don't know, just it's not working. And a lot of the people who say that it is working don't realize that it's not working for them either. And I mean, and I keep saying this, that people who on the right who say, oh, all you want is free stuff, well, they would benefit from Medicare for all. Them and the people they know would benefit from free college.
From having their internet bill cut more than in half.
Exactly. They would see the benefits in all of it. But it's because you've got people like Steven Crowder and Ben Shapiro and all them who think that, you know, you can't have everything for nothing. Then, you know.
No, there's a guy I was listening to, and he goes, my wife, he goes, you think you should just have everything for free? You should just have free Medicare? He's like, my wife is a respiratory surgeon or nurse or something. Do you think she went to college just to give, to do that, just to work on you for free? And it's like, he was just like, you don't have the money, tough or whatever. He was like, you know what we'll give you for free? You can give you like you go to a priest and he'll give you like, whatever he'll whatever he said, abscond you or whatever. I forget what he said. And it was like, I just thought that was just the epitome of just that kind of
the ignorance.
Yeah, something rhetoric and sentiment that's really amongst us these days. A lot of people,
I mean,
like
it's
that
not
just
for free.
believe that. It's okay. I don't have to people's opinions. I guess that there's something to be said about letting people have their opinions, and I don't have to, I didn't like I didn't think it was really something to just start chatting in the chat room. But I did unsubscribe from the dude though. I unsubscribed from him.
But it's not for free though. It's not for free. The government pays. It's not as if she's right. Not going to get paid. She gets paid no matter what. She gets paid by the hospital. So it doesn't matter who pays the bill. The hospital will still pay her salary. So it doesn't.
She could be in the capitalist system of like Paraguay or something, and like in the socialist system of Norway, and it'd be totally different.
I mean, the idea that the idea that people who work in the healthcare system won't get paid because the government, because it's Medicare for all, is ridiculous. I mean, could you imagine what Medicare for all would do to America? People who don't enjoy their job because they don't like it, but they have to stay because they get medical benefits, can leave.
Well, and also just the direct thing of all the people who could get their, diseases and things discovered earlier, so that like it would be stage 1 instead of stage 3 or 4 or something. Like, those would be the people who really matter for, the people who are like waiting on getting seen. And
the 44,000 people
even go to the doctor anyway. It's frightening to go to the doctor even without having to think about thousands and thousands of dollars or something.
Exactly.
I know of a guy who killed himself because he didn't want to be a burden to his family. And I just met him. One time, but I mean, like, it's like he was a pretty close. Him and his wife are a pretty close friend of my aunt's, and like it's crazy. I've been him a few years before that happened, and so he got diagnosed with throat cancer, and he didn't have insurance. He was just retired. He had a farm. It was a really beautiful farm, and like he's just had all these different animals. Actually, it's really weird. He's a really nice guy. Well, he got throat cancer. The medicine was way like crazy expensive. It was draining their bank account. So he just took a gun and went out on his field and did that. And the worst thing is that I think it was really sad. I heard about it, but then my aunt was saying like, yeah, I've been over there a lot, and his wife is, was just traumatized as could be, and she said like that when she heard that shot, she kind of worried about it,
Mm-hmm.
and it came out. It turned out that was it. So it's kind of like I understand trauma. Like I know that's probably just like, and I was just like just repeating in her head. You know what I mean? Essentially, like, and things, and it's pretty rough. It's just pretty freaking rough, man.
And it's the 44,000 people who die unnecessarily in the USA per year because they don't get medical treatment. It's these type of things that Medicare for All would save, and people who say Medicare is a handout would benefit from it as well. It's not as if they wouldn't benefit from it. They wouldn't.
By the way, his medication that he was taking said some of the side effects could be suicidal thoughts.
Most of those medications that a lot of them do fuck with your head, unfortunately. But this is the thing, is that people like your friend shouldn't be put in a situation where it's either stay alive and lose everything, or die just so your family's saved the heartache of losing everything. But it's all these right wingers.
I could see his reasoning, a lot more before I actually heard that story.
Yeah.
After I heard that story, I was like, man, that's just not the way.
It's not.
To do that like that. Yeah.
People across America do it all the time, dude.
It's actually legal in Oregon. It is legal in Oregon to like, have assisted suicide or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a lot different than you're like telling people and planning it, and it's not like that,
Yeah, I mean, if suicide is your only option out of that kind of situation, then the system's broken. And I don't care what any right wing pundit says, Ben Shapiro, Steven Crowder, bloody Alex Jones, or anything like that. If your only outlet is suicide, then the system's broken. And the right wing can't see that. The right wing are just like, "I'll go and get healthcare." Well, yeah, sure, but I go and get healthcare now, or I've had healthcare for 30 years and I get throat cancer, and then the insurance doesn't cover it. So what was the point of having health insurance? You know what I mean? It's just stupid shit like that. So it needs an urgent shake-up. Unfortunately, America's never going to get single payer. Not within the next 20 to 30 years, because all the dinosaur baby boomers have to die out first, and then some millennials have to come in and start shaking things up and saying, okay, we need to change because the system's not working. So that's how I see it anyway. Because baby boomers just do not give a shit about anything. They really don't. The ones that are in control could not give two flying fucks about anybody but themselves.
The whole reasoning that I always heard is because when you really just explain it in layman's terms, is that the insurance companies are, if you didn't charge so much, then you wouldn't need insurance. So the prices have to be like whatever. So then the insurance companies can negotiate and like, so it's definitely a better deal to get insurance, so it's like almost like you can't not have insurance. So then you work for it, you pay for it. Yeah. Somebody like Rachel Maddow and crap would, an MSNBC narrative was like I heard people there say that after World War II, there wasn't, for some reason, there wasn't money to pay people extra raises and things, so they just started offering medical coverage as a bonus, like in those years that they couldn't give. I don't know if that's propaganda or what.
Yeah, I just don't think that America's ready for it. Unfortunately, they just aren't, which sucks because I see the benefits of single payer in Australia. I mean, let's not forget there's going to be a backlog when it first starts because you've got decades and decades of illnesses to take care of, and you've got such a big population. So it's not going to be a matter of, okay, we've started single payer, off we go, and then everything's sweet. I mean, there's going to be a backlog because, you know, there are people who haven't seen a doctor for 10, 15, 20, 30 years because it costs too much, and they've got all these pre-existing conditions, you know, like diabetes and all that type of stuff that need to be taken care of. So there's going to be a backlog. But I mean, like any socialized health system, it's a need by need basis. You know, if you don't need it straight away, then you won't get it straight away. If it's not affecting your life too much, then, you know, you can wait. But if it's affecting your life, if there's a chance that it might kill you, then, you know, you'll get in sooner.
Yeah. Yeah, I really, I think that guy is mistaken, man. I think there's ways to provide more for more people, and like, if you're just saying, well, this is this finite amount here, shucks, this is the number. We just go with this, and there's a cutoff. No, now it's like, you know, everyone else, sorry, you know, it's like, it's just, for me, it's just doesn't seem right. Like do some better math, like do some better preparation, you know, create more respiratory nurses, you know, more schools, more grants, more more like hospital beds and rooms, whatever it takes, right? So that people can get treated, right? Completely absurd that people should be denied medical treatment. But I mean, it's all cliche. So it's like these things should be like, these things are like, should be like in your country, like a given, you know, already something we can take for granted. And they really, yeah, they really like, it's been a long time, like, you know, 10, 15 years we've had the debate, national debate about it, to the point that it really has lost all of its meaning. And the like, when you talk about it, just seems like just as meaningless as it did under Obama. Whenever nothing was happening, whenever it was gridlock, whenever, you know, the Republicans were filibustering it and, you know, standing against it, it's just kind of like, it seems that hopeless still, and that's pretty sad, you know. 10, 15 years of that. So like, how long can that go on? I remember, you know, yeah, I mean, people are hoping that it happens, hoping that it comes through, hoping that you know, especially like you said, those people that are kind of waiting, that are kind of like, pretty sad, man. That's like one of the worst parts of greed there, is when it enters things like that.
Have you seen the? I'm going to change. So, have you seen Lucas, the giant, the giant little spider?
No.
He's cool as. Do you mind if I show it, Ebon?
I don't mind.
Hang on. Hang on. I don't know how it goes for 3.5 minutes. Hang on. Hang on. Oops. It's good for kids, for little kids. I reckon your daughter will like it, Adam.
Okay.
Oops, wrong button. And your young children, Ben. Especially if they don't like spiders, it sort of helps them out. Hang on, ready? Here we go.
Hi, wouldn't believe what I just found. Come on. Wooded village filled with tidy wooded people. Ooh. Hi. Oh, hi. I just was passing by. Hey there, Bob. How is the mortgage? How do you forget? Like your time. People think I'm scary, but I wouldn't hurt a fly. Oops. Oh, no. Oh, no. Sorry. Oh, no. Yeah. Sorry. Hey, I wanted another song for you. I hope you like it. The itsy bitsy Lucas boat is just for you. Sticks, twigs, webbing, and a little glue. You're probably wondering how I learned to sing. Well, it's not important. Watch me play this thing. Oh, hello. No, stop! Come back! Oh, I worked so hard on that. I'm gonna go make another one. Hi, my name's Lucas. I have too many eyeballs. I look around with all of the eyeballs. Wait. Where's my spider web? Oh, there it is. Okay, bye. Can I come inside, please? It's really cold out here. That fire looks very nice. I can warm my legs. All 8 of them. Is anyone there? Okay, I'll just go sleep in the shed. Whee! Hi, whee! Uh-oh. It's dark down there. I wonder what's on the other side. Lucas, go down home. Hi. I've been captured. I was playing easy, and I ran up to him. I was like, "Tiger!" Then, there he is. He's looking at me. Hi. How's my chance to escape? Hi. When I grow up, I want to be the world's most musical spider. My name is Lucas, I am a spider. I want to sing you a wonderful song. And if you see me, please don't squish me. I want to be your friend all day long. Oh, I found him. Showed up about a week ago. I don't know what he is, but I think it's a polar bear. I'm gonna go boop him on the nose. Boop. Uh-oh. Ah! Don't eat me!
It's pretty good. Is that stop motion or is that like a overlay of like animation?
It's just an animation.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Lucas is cool. Helps kids with who have fear of spiders and stuff like that.
Yeah. There's spiders everywhere in this basement. I think one of the big spiders laid an egg and just.
Is it like a series?
Is it a YouTube channel?
I still think you should change your name to the cynical North Korean.
What North Korean isn't cynical?
The cynical North Korean. Yeah, but people don't get it. People don't know that they are cynical. But you know.
Yeah, the only thing I just thought about those types of projects, it's nice, fun to be creative. You know, I have a lot of ideas, but then it would just take away from other things. There are just other things more important. I would love it if we actually had a good system in place, and I would just make, you know, I would be the cynical North Korean show. You know, that would be a good one where, you know, I'm working on I'll just buy like one of those old computers, like a Commodore 64, and say, you know, I just got the biggest upgrade in 2018, and I'm going to hack the Pentagon. But everything I say would be in Korean, and I'd have the subtitles. It'd be good.
I wonder if you could actually put a computer in a Commodore 64, like a modern day computer.
Yeah, you could. It'd be easy enough.
I would like to see a TV show about parody about East Korea versus West Korea. A totally parody fictional world.
I don't know about that. East versus West?
Yep.
I don't know. There's... never mind. Nothing.
There's not much you could do, East and West. What? I had to think about that for a second and go, what?
Let's see.
Yeah. I mean, it would be good satire. I just think it'd be cool if like made up this other like twist on the cultures, like you know how some movies it's not really, it's like a sci-fi kind of a feel, but it's kind of just like another version of the world. Like if the world was like this, it's like not necessarily too much in the future, too much in the past, but it's just very different. I don't know, maybe some little different aspect, and so on. East versus West instead of North and South. Some kind of made up culture stuff. Hey, you can make up culture. China does it all the time.
Good old China. Never fails. Never fails to upset people. So they were saying that if America goes ahead with sanctions against China, that it's going to cost tens of thousands of jobs in Australia. So Australia is going to be championing America not to be assholes.
Good luck with that. We both said this at the same time.
What jobs from what sectors?
Mining.
Oh, well. It's pretty hypothetical.
Well, if it happens, then those jobs will go because then they won't need as much iron ore and aluminium and all that type of stuff. So all those operations would be scaled back.
That might be good for your environment.
Yeah, but, you know, people without jobs sort of get more upset than people that care about the environment do. Generally,
We'll just export snort down there. Have him pick up the slack.
I don't know. I just
build a bridge out of calcium and plastic all the way to New Zealand or Australia.
Yeah, well, Australia's having a problem getting rid of all their waste now because China's not accepting any of it. So Australia is in a mad rush to work out what they can do and use the recycled bottles and stuff like that, plastic bottles. They're not worried about metal cans or glass. They can deal with that, but it's the plastic bottles that they can't deal with. So, yeah.
Start taxing the hell out of it.
Yeah, but, you know, that starts hurting everyday Australians and stuff, so...
Well, then tax the companies and...
Yeah, but they'll just put it on they'll just raise prices.
Well, then tax them more. And
I just keep raising it, Ben.
They can pay penalties if they evade their taxes.
There's no, you know, every time the government puts
people at a personal level that work at the companies, or that
doesn't work like that. Yeah, doesn't work like that.
Tax them at a personal level, their personal, you know, income, whatever.
And then they'll just raise their incomes to justify it. You know what I mean? Corporations don't have any soul. They just do what they do to make money, and they couldn't give a two flying fucks about anything else than making money here in Australia. It's the same in the USA. You know, if the American government passed on a $15 plastic bottle tax, do you not think that plastic bottle tax would be passed on to the consumers?
I just think that if you have a plastic bottle that's coming out of your factory, then maybe it's coming from your company because you know you package your thing in plastic, then maybe there should be some ownership associated with that. Like, you know, this is your thing from your factory. Maybe if you don't want to design it with packaging that is you know, according to Australia's code, then maybe you should be taxed or fined. So then they might want to pass it along to the consumer, but another company who goes with the you know, like soybean based, you know, or whatever, plant fiber based, you know, whatever plastic, you know, kind of plastic, or some kind of like natural version, or some kind of hemp sack or glass, or whatever it is that's preferable to plastic, you know, whatever it could be replaced with, to get rid of the plastic, just then that doesn't get taxed. Or you could even incentivize that, like you could even like give them reimbursements for that, using that as a company. And then at the company level, if you want to continue to use plastic with your products, then okay, get taxed.
Yeah, they'll just pass it on to the consumer. That's all they do. That's what they do.
I just say it's their responsibility.
It is their responsibility, but they will just pass it on. That's what they do. They'll just pass it on. Oh, look, you know, if you want a bottle of Coke, it's instead of costing you, you know, $2 for that bottle of Coke, it's going to cost you $2.30. What are you going to do about it?
I mean, you can't produce all this endless plastic.
No, you can't.
Don't have any plan. Well, don't have any. I'm just saying, you can't produce it and not have any plan to recollect it back, and then say, "Well, it's not like my problem as a company." As a company producing this product, what regularly ends up as pollutant, plastic pollution in the environment. So like, it's pretty impossible. I would think it'd be pretty impossible for them legally to separate themselves from that plastic that's entering the environment. So like, if they can be shown that they're doing nothing to get that plastic back, I mean, that means like, you know, having like some sort of deposit or whatever, some barcode, something that identifies who bought it or where it was from, generally, things like that. I don't know, something that to get it back, some kind of system in place, barcodes, whatever, that could be easily scanned and, you know, redeem your little small deposit or whatever, some kind of system. So if they're not making efforts for that, I think that they should be legally, financially liable for all that plastic that's going out there.
Absolutely, but it's the famous saying of privatizing the profits, socializing the losses. That's what it is. Okay, so we're going to privatize all the money that we get, but the problems that are caused by our manufacturing will be solved by the government, and we won't have anything to do with it.
So then, if that's and I agree. So since not, but since that's the exact problem, then it's simple. Just make legislation that says that goes after, that's aim is to go after that. So make a legislation that is the anti, socialized. What was it? Socialized what? What is socialized again?
Privatize the profits, socialize the losses.
Okay. So yeah, so make legislation that's anti-socialized losses. That's anti that whole expression. Like you just like that's what it is in a nutshell. Quintessentially, this is the problem. So identify cases, identify the qualities of cases that fit in the criteria at hand, and go hunting lawyers, and then pat the lawyers on the heads when they're good. They get results and say, "Good boy," and they're like, "Or good girl." That's it. That's what isn't that what government's supposed to be doing? Is getting shit done, like changing things for the better. Like
yeah, but when your government's bought by those companies, the chances of getting that kind of legislation passed is pretty slim. Don't you think?
Wouldn't it be cool though? Wouldn't it be cool if they could buy the government, but then also they had clean water and land because there was some people
they
in
live
there
in an area where it is clean.
I'm just
they
saying.
live in an area where it's clean. They couldn't give two fucks, mate.
Darn, darn, they lost and they got taxed a little more, and the water and the land was preserved. Oh.
Yeah, I know. I understand, but I understand where you're coming from.
I just don't get like how that's like so devastating to them to give that much
because it costs them money
to concede to make the minute that it would be to take put us in a different direction, like get us going in a different direction, like change course,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's like, oh, go ahead.
All those Australian found on road dead cars. What? All those Australian found on road dead cars. That fucking right. Rightio, Bob. Sure. Whatever that's supposed to mean. So anyway, I'm gonna go and do some other stuffs. All right. I'll catch you all guys later. I'll see you later, YouTube world. Have a fun day.
See you, man.
Catch us later.